hope you're having a good day so far today. For me, the main thing that I need to do is get outside and take care of my tomato plants. At least one of them. I think the ones in the bucket also need some care, maybe the pepper plants as well, but definitely that one tomato plant because the poor thing is not doing very well, so I am going to be trimming most of it completely off. There's still some tomatoes that are actually quite a few tomatoes that are still growing on it, but I think I'm gonna just trim the entire plant back. That way it can be healthy again because it currently is not. I think the heat wave kind of put it through a bit too much stress, even though it was underneath shelter the whole time and it didn't get too much sun or too hot. I think it was still a little bit too much for that plant because it wasn't as healthy as the ones in the bucket before the heat wave, so now it's like really struggling at the moment. So I am going to trim that little one as much as possible today, so that way it doesn't have to focus on growing tomatoes and it can just focus on growing healthy leaves and roots, hopefully, because it also needs to probably grow healthier ones of that. It's the tomato plant that's in the smaller container. Again, the bucket ones are fairly healthy still. I think I only need to trim just a tiny bit, like of where the tomatoes were attached to the plant, because I have harvested quite a few of them and there's a lot of just like empty, I don't know if they're considered vines, but where the tomatoes used to be attached, those are still on the plant, so I want to remove those. The first time I have needed to trim anybody out there and actually do something besides just like water and feed them. So yeah, I'm very excited to do this today. Besides that, I'm not sure what else I'm going to be getting up to. Of course knitting, but yeah, right now I just wanted to say good morning and I hope you're having a good day so far today, and I'll see you in a second outside. Alright, little one, this is the one that I'm going to spend the most time on, the tomato plant. The cicadas are being noisy today. It's also not near as humid out here, which is really nice. Ooh, there are a lot of ants. I don't think I'll fully sit down actually. But I need to trim this little guy down quite a bit, as you can see. It's just not doing that well, but it does have really healthy leaves towards the base of the plant. So I'm gonna trim as much as I can without like harming the plant too much. The first official trim of the garden this year has just happened. Very exciting, honestly. And we are gonna have so many tomatoes. I am gonna be a little bit more quiet so that way you can enjoy the nature sounds while I'm doing this because it's very pretty. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna leave this piece, actually I think I'm gonna trim here too. There you go, little one, that's better. Much better. Okay, now for the dill. That should be good. I trimmed the dill nice and short. Oh, it smells so good. And we have lots and lots of tomatoes. This is obviously my other tomato plant, but I don't really think that I need to trim it up much. I'm just gonna kind of remove some of the like dried leaves, like right here and here. This does have a little bit of sun damage, so I might remove these leaves, but otherwise I think we're good. Did a little bit more here than I was expecting. They actually definitely needed it, and I wanted to harvest all of the tomatoes that were on here. So yeah, they are very trimmed down now, but they have a lot of new leaves growing, so I figured it would be good for them to just fully start fresh. And then for my other plants, I don't think I'm gonna trim my peppers. I probably should, but I don't want to just yet, so I'm going to leave them. But yeah, as you can see, these sriracha peppers are getting so big, and I cannot believe
believe that they are not ready to be harvested yet, but probably soon, I would imagine. And I don't see any orange bell peppers yet, but we do have some orange bell pepper flowers, so we're getting there. And then as for the pumpkin plant, it is officially touching the ground out of the container, and we actually have some female flowers starting to grow, so that means that we might start to be able to get some pumpkins here soon, because yeah, we're starting to get both of the flowers, and as you can see, this little one is also getting very big and very healthy. There are 53 tomatoes in there. I realize not all of them will probably be able to be used because they're too tiny, but yeah, that is quite a few little tomatoes. And we also have 56 inside that Mom's going to be cooking today. And we have happy tomato plants too. I'm glad that I got to do this today. It was the first time actually fully taking care of the garden and harvesting so many tomatoes. So it's kind of starting to rain. I did not realize it was raining until like I opened up the door, but I just looked up and I can harvest my peppers at any stage, so I'm gonna harvest these really big ones. It's kind of harvesting day, but also yeah, it's raining, so I'm not gonna spend much time out here, and I'm going to put you underneath some shelter. The angle is not gonna be the best, but it'll do for today. The rain actually feels quite nice. It's just kind of annoying because I just got out of the shower. This is honestly even more relaxing than earlier because now we get rain sounds. I realize I could trim these down a little bit, like the entire plant, but I don't really want to because they are doing very well. And I think I'm gonna leave the rest of the peppers because they're still pretty small. I'm kind of thinking about this one, but I think I'm gonna leave it. No orange bell peppers, that's so strange. I wonder when they're gonna start growing. Good job, little one. Thank you for your peppers. We have 5? Yeah, we have 5 peppers. Wow, that's very impressive. I forget how many tomatoes we harvested right now, but we also harvested a ton of those today. But yeah, today was a very impressive gardening day, and we still have peppers on there. I can't believe it. Now it is time to get some knitting done, and I have actually gotten, ooh, you're not level at all. Hang on one second. That should be better, I think. I'm not sure, but hopefully. And also I changed some settings, so if it looks different, that's why. Hopefully it's not bad. But anyway, yeah, I was able to get quite a bit of knitting done actually today, which I am very grateful for. I mean, I was kind of hoping, honestly, to get a little bit more done, but I kind of got distracted and reorganized my bookshelf that the TV is on, and kind of like I'm trying to figure out how to organize like the power cord and stuff a little bit better, and it's just not quite working for me, and those shelves are movable, so I'm trying to just figure out how to get that to work a little bit better with what I have over there, and not really working, so I have a mess in the other room that I need to clean up, and I completely forgot about it until just now. So yeah, unfortunately I'm gonna have to deal with that later, but because of that I wasn't able to get as much knitting done as I was hoping, but I did get, you know, a good amount done, which I am excited about. But besides that, I am so happy that I was able to harvest all of those tomatoes and get the plant trimmed up a little bit, because they definitely needed to be more than I was expecting actually, and there were so many more tomatoes than I thought were on that plant. I think that was the most I've ever harvested at once, honestly, but I'm not sure. I could very well be wrong. But they have already been cooked and they are being made into a barbecue sauce currently. It's not done yet, but it's almost there, I think, and so far it's doing really, really well. So yeah, all of those tomatoes plus the other ones that I have been harvesting, you know, one at a time for the past week or so have now been all cooked, and I'm very excited about when the srirachas are going to change color. I have them on the counter right now so that way they can ripen, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I think I might just roast them and then kind of just put them in the freezer to add to my meals as I want them, instead of like having a plan for them. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not sure at the moment. No matter what I do with them, I'm very excited that I have so many srirachas, because I think
think I only got like 1 or 2 last year that I was able to actually eat. This many already is just like, I can't believe it. These things came from a fruit that I grew last year. I know I keep saying it, but it is just so cool that I was able to do that. Because the tomatoes also are, you know, from the last year as well, but they are propagated from the stem and just kind of like put in soil or water and stuff like that. So they're not technically grown from seed. I've never tried growing any of the tomato plants actually from seed. I should with the next tomato that I harvest. I should save it and try to get some seeds out of it and see what happens. It might be a very healthy plant actually if I do it that way. I don't know. I'm definitely going to try that next time I have some tomatoes. One of the other main reasons why I wanted to trim everybody was because it's not super sunny today and it's just mostly gentle rain. I figured that they would be able to heal a little bit more gently with the weather today than if I did it on a fully sunny day or when it would be thunderstorming or something like that, if that makes sense. Actually, I don't think I have ever trimmed any of the tomato plants that I have grown outside. I think that was the first time ever that I have done that. That is really honestly very cool. I've trimmed my tomato plants inside multiple times, as you know. Again, that's what those are propagated from. But yeah, I don't think I've ever done that outside before. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to trim the ones inside again here soon, I would imagine, as well, because that plant is getting so big. And this yarn, this pink color that I'm working with, versus the other ball of yarn that I had of the same color, this one has a lot of the fluffy yarn like pieces flying around in the air and it's kind of annoying me. It's so messy. Yeah, I haven't had this happen in a long time. I am getting covered in this stuff. But I think that I'm just gonna knit this row back the other way, and that's gonna be it for right now with my knitting, because again, I will most likely knit later on today, but for right now I think this is good. And no, I did not count how many rows were on the knitting needles before I started chatting. I think because I've been knitting, you know, more than once a day, I don't know how often I'll do that unless I'm getting close to finishing the square. If that hopefully makes sense. I don't know, but I think it does. And with this yarn being super fluffy, it is kind of a good thing because it does make it very soft. It's just kind of annoying to work with. But this is what we have on the knitting needles currently, and I also knit this full square today. So I think we have 13 now in the pink pile. We only need 7 more of these, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because after we have that pile done and then I just need to make 2 more of the white squares, we'll be halfway done, which is really exciting. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for the video today, and I hope you enjoyed it, but way more importantly, I hope you have a good day today, no matter what you're doing. If it's a lot or a little, it doesn't matter. I just hope you have a good day. And as for tomorrow, there is a possibility, depending on the weather though, at the moment it's not looking like it's gonna be possible, but Dad and I might get the yard work done tomorrow, but we're probably gonna get it done on Sunday because of the weather. So if we don't get the yard work done, I don't know at the moment what I'm gonna be getting up to, so we will figure it out tomorrow. Today though, again, just thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!